Good morning. Please make sure that we view this in slideshow mode to make sure that we get all of the important information. So we are into cycle 3 and our assessment windows, and this sits very much with our school sentence about students acquiring the knowledge, building the cultural capital and developing the character to live their best lives. Fundamentally, assessments are about showing what you know, what you can do, and what your gaps are. And that means that we can start to address those together. Take a moment to just remind yourselves about our ambitions for all of our students here at Beckford Thornton. Now think about assessments. What is it that you think assessments help you prepare to do and to be? Obviously, they help you demonstrate how you are a knowledgeable and expert learner. And again, look at the wording of that. We want you to be able to be confident at building your own knowledge independently. And that means you're getting the best out of every lesson. And all assessments are is a chance to demonstrate that. But it also fits with being a future ready learner. We know that assessments at the end of your school career in year 11 are the thing that help determine what your future pathway might be. So the more experience we can give you of those assessments, the more confident you'll be. Now, obviously, if you're confident, you'll also be a great communicator and you get what you know across well, and that you can read and write in lots of different situations, including examinations. And all of that means that you're working hard to be committed to our community and you're taking positive actions. So funnily enough, assessments are an opportunity to demonstrate just where you're at with fulfilling each of those ambitions. So why do our end of year assessments matter? They matter for you. They help you demonstrate what you know and what you can do securely, not just with help in lessons, not just in your homework where you might have the internet to help you, but totally on your own, independently. And we really, really encourage you to try your best in these assessments. Because if you don't, we're not getting your best, and therefore we don't know how to make your best better. And that's the entire point of assessments. What is your best and what are your next steps? And that is for you, but it's also for us. We as teachers plan our lessons really carefully to make sure that everyone in that class is able to improve. And if for some reason you miss the assessment or you don't put the effort in, we won't know how to absolutely help you to take steps forward. And that's the whole point of being in class, to learn together and close those gaps. We also feel that assessments provide some insight for your families. They help your families know where you're at, what's going on with you with your learning, and how they might be able to help you support you making progress. A letter's going to have gone to your parents and carers this week, just informing them about the process and giving them some handy help to help support you through what can sometimes be a stressful time. But if we are practiced in our assessments and how we go about doing them, that will support our growth mindset. We learn from our mistakes. And as I've already said, if we're not giving our best, we're not making our best better. So fundamentally, assessments help us improve our confidence and reduce any fear that we might have of exams. Obviously, through this period of time, attendance matters more than ever. If you miss any assessments, how are you going to be able to demonstrate what you know and what you can do? There's no guarantee you will be able to catch those up. It's really important that you attend every lesson every day, not just through the assessment windows, but in the lead up to them as well, to make sure you're getting important key messages and revising the content together. Your classes also might change in September because of your assessments, and if you weren't there, How can you have demonstrated where you should be and which class might be right for you? Your teacher, as I've already said, isn't going to be able to plan carefully for what you need. So being here is about supporting yourself, showing up, and making sure that you get the education that is owed to you. And finally, you won't get that same feeling of success that a lot of your peers will have. You'll get that strange niggly doubt of, oh, well, I missed that. And there might even be a little bit of guilt in there. And we don't want that. We want to end the year on a real positive, being able to celebrate with you everything that you have learned and how far you have come. So obviously, as part of that, you need to know when your assessments are. There is a slight change to some of those assessments, which I'll go through in the next slide, which is really important. So knowing those dates helps you plan properly. You will need your knowledge organisers, that is crucial. But also don't forget you have online resources as well. Your family might be able to help you with supporting your organisation and your revision, and it allows you to make sure that you are spreading it over time. There's all sorts of apps now that can help you schedule your revision. Even AI or ChatGPT or Copilot can absolutely make you a revision timetable. All you'd have to do is copy the dates into it and it would generate one for you. It'll even work with your knowledge organisers to give you some quizzes and things like that. Why not make the most of it? But also, being organised and making sure you know what is coming up when means that you feel in control and it helps you feel more confident. There'll be no surprises. There'll be no turning up to a lesson and going, oh, I've got an assessment today. I'm not prepared. And again, that alleviates those negative feelings such as guilt or fear. We don't want them. They've got no place through assessments. We just need to make sure you are at your best and feeling super confident. So here is the schedule for your end of year assessments. Now, bearing in mind we've got year 7 through to 10 watching this, most of your assessments will take place in the weeks that have been already publicised. Your assessment weeks are when you come back after half term for 2 weeks. So that's the first 2 weeks of June. Now, there are some assessments that fall outside of that window. And the reason for that is that we want you to have an experience of being up in the sports hall in a formal exam scenario. That means we have to slot you in and between all those formal GCSE exams that are going on. We do this every year for every year group. So the first time you get to exams and formal exams isn't in year 11 when it matters the most. You'll be so used to it. All you'll be able to do is sit there confidently showing us what you can do and what you know, and not having to worry about where you're supposed to be sat, whether you've got a pen, where you're going next, what time it starts when. All of those things will be taken care of and you can just sit and relax and do your best. So at this point, I'd like you to pause the slide with your tutors and now get down all of the right dates into your knowledge organiser. Now, it may well be that this is all you've got time for today, but you can pick this assembly back up again tomorrow to finish it. Okay, a bit more information about how to prepare effectively. Firstly, make sure that you are going steady, little and often, where you really plan out what it is you want to cover. You're not just randomly dipping in and flicking through your knowledge organiser and doing a quiz here and there, or worse, just copying big old sections out of it the night before the exam. You need to think about how to structure it and what a good one of those looks like. I am sure your tutor would be able to give you some advice on how to create a revision timetable if you need it. Early revision is better. You have got a few weeks now until your main assessments, but there is no time like the present for getting yourself sorted. 20 to 30 minutes is great. If you make flashcards or things like that, you can keep them in your pocket if you're caught on the bus or in the back of a car somewhere. It's ideal to do little and often and keep revisiting that key content. Obviously, talk to your teachers, but they will have told you exactly what it is you will be assessed on. and they'll be going through some of those key topics in class. But don't forget, your knowledge organisers cover absolutely everything you've learned this year, and your homework is sat there for you to be able to go back to. Seneca as a website is also really useful for revising key content as well. And again, I am sure that your tutor could pause the video here and show you the Seneca Learning website if you need it. Finally, make sure you've got a simple plan. Again, there's lots of websites that can show you exactly what this looks like. And again, you could use AI to create one for you even better. And all of these mean that you are organised and confident. So how do you feel right now? Are you ready? Do you care? Are you going to do anything differently to last time? You might be 100% prepped and confident about what's coming up. You might feel you're not ready, or you might be sitting there thinking, I'll be all right. If you're feeling 100% prepped and confident, great, well done for you. Keep your schedule, make sure that you're looking after yourself physically, make sure you're taking in the breaks that you need and the rewards that you deserve, and make sure that you keep focused on the hardest topic, making your hardest areas so confident that you can go in there and make your weaknesses into strengths. Maybe you're feeling you're not ready for these assessments. It isn't too late. Now is the time to get into a good schedule and get yourself prepared. Know your gaps, know when they are, make sure you're organised and have got the equipment that you need, and talk to your teachers and each other about what's coming up and how you can prepare for it. If you reckon you'll be all right, that is the most dangerous reaction of all. Okay is not good enough. Okay is like saying, yeah, I'll be all right, doesn't really matter what I get. Your attitude determines your altitude. If you aim high, you are more likely to do well. You aim for the moon, you fall among the stars. That's how we are making our best better. Finally, there's always payoff. On the slide, you can see the destinations of our Year 11 leavers last year. Interestingly, we had a 116% rise in those who aimed to go to sixth form and managed to get there. Sixth form means that they got a higher level pass in their GCSEs than those potentially who went to college. That's not to say that college isn't a viable option, but it means that they were taking a more academic route. They aimed high and were super successful as a result. This year, we've had more apply for sixth form than ever before. What is your year group going to achieve? Are you going to smash the statistics as well? Are you going to keep aiming high for a future that includes a life of choice and opportunity, and that every door that opens to you is there for you to walk through? So the finish line is just ahead. What are you going to do today to make the difference tomorrow? Talk to each other, talk to your tutors, and by all means come and talk to us around and about. Thank you for listening.